Good morning, everyone. It's 8:30 a.m. here in Nairobi. I am filming today's class from such a cute, beautiful, charming little yoga studio called The Nest, run by a friend of mine called Tasha. And I've been doing classes here for the last couple of weeks and loving it so much. So I decided to film here today. It's quiet, there's birds everywhere, and I think the energy is quite good too. So let's start. Come to your comfortable seat. Bring your hands into Chin Mudra on your knees. Take a few breaths and drop in. As you attempt to come into stillness here, notice the thoughts that are tugging you away. The mental time travel. Are you traveling in the past, remembering? Are you traveling in the future, imagining or planning? To come to the now, feel the sensations at your hands. Our hands have tactile receptors, and a larger portion of our brain is dedicated to the nerve endings at your hands. It can be easy to feel sensations there. So we can use our hands as a sort of anchor. Just like a ship will throw the anchor to remain fixed to one area. The sensations in our hands can serve as an anchor to keep us fixed on the sensory experience of the body. And once you feel the hands, sort of like the front door into the body experience. Once you enter through that front door, you can explore other parts of the body. Notice your body is moving. The rib cage, perhaps the collarbone and shoulders, abdomen, the middle and lower back. All of this movement creates your breath. With that expansion and contraction, retraction. Expansion, the volume of the thoracic cavity increases. And the pressure goes down in there, so the air comes in. And then that volume decreases, pressure increases, and the breath is forced out. As you're paying attention to your breath, notice any subtle adjustments your body is making to create more space. can lengthen the back of the neck by just a bit tucking the chin or the jaw towards your throat. Relax your forehead and your brow. Perk your ears up. This sense of being alert and attentive. But at the same time, the mind is calm and quiet. Slacken the jaw. Take your shoulders up, back, and then down. You're now aware of your scapula, your shoulder blades. And let them slide down a little bit more. Feel the strength between them. The strength that helps keep your chest open. Breathe the front body open. Go to thumbs and index fingers. That circle you've made, touching the tips together. Loosen up the pressure there. It might feel that the fingertips touch like magnets. They're holding on by themselves. Take the locus of your attention to your pelvic floor. Relax it. We're often tightening up in our pelvic area during states of stress. Messages are relayed from our brain to our pelvis, our hips, to get ready, to fight, to run in flight, or to freeze and balance on uneven ground. Be aware of that area. And know how to relax on command. When we can relax ourselves on the body level, the breath level, we can send messages back up to the brain. So that's a bilateral connection, brain to body and body back to brain, to say, hey, we're okay, relax. And that way we can sometimes bypass that stress signal. We've just spent some moments paying attention to our body and our breath. And that effectively takes us away from being lost in thought. Mind is a bit calmer. Pace of the thoughts is slowed down. So we're ready to set our sankalpa, the resolve that represents us at our best self. And today I'm going to give you a sankalpa. Repeat after me, silently, with that same stillness of your mind. I take this sankalpa for mental clarity and opening the doors of inner wisdom and intuition. I take this sankalpa for mental clarity, to open the doors of inner wisdom and intuition. I take the sankalpa for mental clarity, to open the doors of inner wisdom and intuition. Give that a moment to digest. Open your eyes. Step your hands in front of you. Arrive in table with the back of your knees. Breathe. We'll go immediately into a stretch of the shoulder, bit of a twist. Threading the needle. Stretch the right arm up to the sky. Right arm. Thread underneath the left. Lie it down. And lie your head and left arm down. Let your chest drop. This is a really soft and passive stretch for your neck, your spine. And if it is that you can drop down quite far, there's a good deltoid stretch here in the right arm. So take a few breaths. Draw your awareness inward. Notice the different aspects of the shape. And how it affects you. Remember, we're here to connect our brain and our body. And that needs conscious awareness. Inhale to come up slowly to the table. And here in the table, it's a base posture, an opportunity to feel the effects of what you've just done. The lingering sensations. Second side, lift the left arm up. This reminds you to keep length and space. As you thread the needle, drop your head, drop your arms. Let the belly be soft as you breathe. And if your mind goes into that mental time travel again, throw that anchor out. Feel the sensations in your hands. And let that bring you back to your body. Three more breaths. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, back to base. Feel the body. Downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Keep your arms in the plank. Our legs will go into a side plank. We'll start with a right side plank for the legs. It means I'll take the pinky toe side, my right foot down, the blade of the foot flat, stack left on top. And you're going to feel twist and compression here. in the torso. The right side. Try to straighten your knees. It reminds the legs to be strong. Lengthen your spine. You're igniting the muscles, and when muscles are worked, they produce heat, and we want to do that at the beginning of our practice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Knees down, child's pose, a base pose. Collect your awareness. And then send that awareness into your entire body. Second side, downward facing dog. Slowly glide into plank. Keep the arms as they are. Legs are in left side plank. Bend the ankles deeply. Straighten the knees. Pull your rib cage forward. Feel what's happening in the left side waist. Be tall in your arms, spacious in your shoulders. Press the base of your fingers down. One more breath here. Downward facing dog. Child's pose. Let your arms lay beside the legs. Let stillness wash through your body and your mind. Peel your chest off your legs. Vajrasana. Breathe your front body open. Take your hands down. Hook your toes under. Lift the knees, hands to namaskar. Pull the thighs close together. Point your knees down. Soften in the face and the shoulders. Notice the arches of your feet. The foot has 3 arches. There's a balance of strength and flexibility happening there. Slowly stand, keeping the heels lifted. Come up as high as you can go. Firm up your glutes. As your heels lift up, feel the ankle joints, arches of the foot, toe joints. Bring your heels down and close your eyes. 3 deep breaths. Open your eyes. So when we balance, it really demands focus. It can bring us into our body, attention to every part of it. Warrior 3. Step the right foot forward to the middle of the mat. Lift the left leg up until it's parallel to the earth. Bring your body down so it's parallel. You're making a capital letter T. Take the arms back. Palms look down. Flare the fingers apart. Straighten your elbows. Strengthen your triceps. Pull your shoulders away from the ears. Strengthen the left glute. Soften your jaw. In a controlled way, start to bring your body perpendicular to the mat. Place the left foot down, Namaskarasana. Close your eyes. And which sensations can you feel? Where are they? That's just a cue to bring you into your body. Let go of any residual tension. Open your eyes, second side. Look to the front of the mat. Step the left foot there. And slowly come to the capital letter T. Hips should be square. Send the arms back. Opportunity to strengthen triceps. Look down at one point and breathe. It looks static, this position, but it's really dynamic when you pay attention to that bottom ankle. How it's constantly moving to recalibrate your balance. Firm up that standing leg. Slowly come to stand, Namaskarasana. Close your eyes. Gaze into Chitta Kasha. Feel the body as one unit. Zoom in and feel your knee joints. Open your eyes. Keep your hands in prayer. Bring the feet close together and sit into an imaginary chair, Utkatasana. Parivrita Utkatasana. Twist and take the right elbow to the outside of the left leg. And sit there. Right leg, right foot. Reach it way back so that you arrive in this twisted lunge. Move your torso away from the front thigh. Now option to open the wings. Or keep the hands together. Now third posture, bring the knee down. We're in this revolved Anjaneyasana. Keeping hands in prayer is option 1, or option 2, opening the wings. Close your eyes. And again, notice how much the body moves to reestablish balance. Open your eyes. If you had the wings, bring your hands into prayer. So we're all together here. And we're gonna stepwise reverse out. Right toes, dig them into the mat and lift that knee. So we're up in the lunge. Right foot, step up beside the left, sit into the chair. The legs will be burning. Untwist, hold. Use both legs equally to stand. Namaskarasana. Close your eyes. Gaze into the closed eye space. Feel the difference between your right and left side. Keep connecting to your sensations to activate the sensory nerves. Brain and body connection. Same sequence, second side. Sit into the chair, Utkatasana. Parivrita, Utkatasana, left elbow to the right leg. Sit deeper. Left foot, step it far back, Balance yourself and create space. Take your torso away from the inner thigh. You might slide the left foot back a bit. Move your shoulders away from your earlobes. Open the wings as an option. Third posture, bring the back knee down. Anjaneyasana. It's likely you can twist more here. I'm going to put my shoelaces down on the left. I feel that I have more base to balance from. Twist your neck. To reverse out, again, left toes dig into the mat. Lift the left knee. Hold it here. Look forward. Left foot step forward into the chair. Let the legs burn a bit. Untwist to center. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, Namaskarasana. Close your eyes. Focus on your breathing. Feel the parts that are moving to accommodate your breath. Take your arms behind you, interlace the fingers. Pull the arms together, wrists together, shoulder blades together. Lift your sternum up. Strengthen your glutes and push your hips forward. Look up. Be equal in the right and left side. Inhale, come up. Exhale, drop down. Let the arms drop down. Forward fold. Bend your knees deeply. Left foot step to the back of the mat. Walk your hands to the left edge of the mat. Point the feet there. And we're in a wide leg forward fold. Interlace your fingers at the back of the neck. So back of the neck, not the head. And try to close your elbows almost to touch. Breathe space between the vertebrae. One more breath here. Drop your hands down. Walk your hands to your right side. Bend the right knee. And send the left foot so that it points up to the sky. Skandasana. Option 1, balance with your fingers in front of you. Option 2, bring your hands into Namaskar. So my right heel is lifted. I'm balancing on the toe mounds. Bend your left ankle more. Even flare those toes. It means that you're conscious of all the way down there. And more balance will happen when you can be aware of your full body and how to adjust each part of it to constantly recalibrate your balance. And that can take some practice to have that wide lens of awareness, a full body spatial awareness. Now try to lift up even more using strength so my seat is off my heel. Exhale, option 1. Walk hands to switch sides. Skandasana. Starting in option 1, make sure that you're bending deeply the right ankle. Flare those toes. Option 2, hands to Namaskar. Breathe and become buoyant. Both legs are really strong, but doing different things. Soften the shoulders. And then lift up a bit more. Exhale into option 1. Inhale. Come back to the forward fold. Hands to hips. Slowly come up. Look to the front of your mat. Point your feet there, bending knees. And step forward. Tadasana, letting the arms hang down. Come back to stillness. Notice where the mind goes. It's likely the rest of your day you'll be the hostage of your thoughts. The rest of this class, be embodied. Open your eyes, Garudasana, the eagle. I will mirror you here. Bend your knees into that chair and take your right leg, cross it over the left. If you can twist that right ankle around the left leg, do that. Bring your arms into the train tracks. Oh, hello, friend. And then we're going to take our right arm underneath the left arm, twist at the elbow and the wrist. Now sit down deeper and become aware of the inner thighs and pelvic area and squeeze there. You can squeeze the femoral artery. This will help increase circulation to our reproductive organs. Lift your elbows higher and take your shoulders down. And we're opening up the major joints here, the ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, elbows, wrists. Really twist them. Sit. Slowly start to stand. Untwist legs, untwist arms. Tadasana. Close your eyes. And feel that rush. That surge of energy through the joints. Second side. Sit into your imaginary chair, Utkatasana. Left leg crossed over the right. Wrap around if that's on offer. If not, no problem. Railway. Left arm under the right. Twist at elbows and wrists. If you like to interlace fingers to get a better grip, do that. So let's try to line up our joints. So ankles, knees, elbows, and wrists in one vertical line. There is probably some back bend in the lower back. Straighten that out. So unscoop there. And you'll be able to compress that pelvic femoral artery area, inner thighs. Keep your eyes on one point. This will help the balance. Lift the elbows up and take the shoulders down. 3, 2, 1. Straighten out knees, uncross, unravel, Tadasana. Feel the surge of energy all the way down to your fingers. Notice any tingling. From here, step your feet about mat width. You're here, I'm demonstrating. Malasana, the squat. Slowly come down. Okay. So I was saying earlier in the class that because of the stress signal, we're often tightening our pelvic region to prepare us for the fight or flight or freeze. And rarely in our sort of Western lifestyles do we really stretch the pelvic floor, because we sit on the chairs in the Western toilets, and we were anatomically designed to detoxify and release excrement and urine in this squat position, and certainly to give birth. So when we come down, the pelvic floor muscles, that trampoline of muscles, would then need to relax and stretch out to make this happen. But many of us have very tight pelvic floors because we don't do anything that would stretch them. So this might be incredibly difficult, and perhaps for the knees, the ankles, there's a lot of variables here. But we want to do this. Western doctors are now prescribing this pose for 10 minutes a day. Not all at once, but sprinkled throughout the day, so that we can bring our end range motion back into all these joints. And to learn how to really relax and stretch the pelvic floor. And later in the Ayurvedic section of this class, I'm going to be talking about this position, because this is how we're designed to release the mal. So this is malasana, and mal is Sanskrit for, it can mean many things, but one meaning would be your urine and excrement. It also is sweat. Another breath here. Okay, and let's just sit down in Sukhasana to allow all of that sensory information to digest. Feeling what was worked. From here, we'll balance and twist. So sitting in Dandasana. And I'll demonstrate from this side, yes. So in option 1, sit with your heel at the center of the pelvis. Option 2, you're in the half lotus, half Padmasana. I'll demonstrate it from here, but you would get it if your heel was down. Taking the left peace fingers, I'm going to hook on to the big toe, bending the knee, grounding the left knee down. Now the balance and twist. Pull the right arm back. Push the right big toe into the fingers. And that creates the opposing forces. And when we have those different directions of forces, we can better balance. So if I know I'm falling forward, I would pull back more. If I'm pulling back too much, I would kick my leg forward. And once I have that base established, inhale, reaching up, from strength in my core. And the hips are a heavy ballast, rooting down. So I have all these directions, and my attention is pervading them. And I can use my intention to readjust them and stay in position. Of course, this takes time and practice, establishing those pathways. 3, 2, 1. Slowly bring the front leg down. And whether you're in this option 1 or option 2, Janu Shirshasana. Pull your arms up and fold over this leg. Hands grab onto something so there's strength in the biceps, creating more leverage. Reach your spine forward. Try to bring the crown of your head towards the toes. 3, go for it. This is an active fold. 2, 1. And then sit up. So look at the video for a second. I'm going to demonstrate. We can go into a side plank in this option 2. Yes. Or if you're not in this Padmasana, you have the knee down. So arrive and find congruency in your arms, reaching them apart in different directions. If you're in the option 2, feel that bottom knee. And don't put any liability there for injury. You might need to put more padding there. All options strengthen your glutes. This opens the front of the pelvis. Bring your gaze down and come to sit down. Dandasana, back to base. That was 3 postures. Let that integrate. Second side. Take the right heel to the pelvis for option 1. Option 2, heel goes to the left hip. Bend left knee. Right peace sign fingers. Grab the big toe. So I'm slicing between big and second toe. Palm looks to the right. And then use the limbs of the left to find your balance. Pull the right knee down. So that's 1 force. Lift the rib cage up to oppose that force. Left arm pull back. Left leg kick forward. And all of these balancing forces in unison. Remember that when your fingers strengthen, you can let go of strength in the shoulder. Relax your right shoulder. Pull the tummy in, grow taller. Left hand, flare the fingers. Now look forward and slowly bring this leg down and take a moment. Reach your arms up. Be long. And exhale, forward fold. Janu Shirshasana. This is an active pose. It means you're using strength to create your length. Strength of the core to lengthen the spine forward. Strength of the biceps and the connection to the leg or the foot to pull yourself forward. As you strengthen those parts, relax your jaw. Intensify the stretch. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come up. Exhale. Attune yourself to the sensations. Last of the 3, the right side plank. Widen the wingspan of your arms. Both hands are starfish. Firm up your glutes. Open the front of your pelvis. Left foot, merge it into the mat. Strengthen around the left knee. Soften your jaw. 3, 2, 1. Gaze down. Slowly come down. Dandasana, staff pose. Open your eyes. Come onto your knees and sit on your heels for Vajrasana. Supta Vajrasana, step your hands behind you. This is option 1. Option 2, bring your elbows down. Option 3, bring your back down. If you're in option 3, you can interlace your fingers behind your head. All options strengthen your glutes to stretch your quads. Keep rooting the knees down. This pose is a pose which is fine to do after you eat. In Ayurveda, we don't recommend doing any activity. Just walking is fine to move the food down. But if you're doing anything strenuous, the blood goes to your extremities and away from your digestion. However, this pose is recommended to do after you eat. It can help digestion. Just remain where you are. And I like this, which Sam Harris said once. He said, this practice is about not getting distracted by the automaticity of thought. And what's left when you're not distracted is I don't remember exactly what he said, but something around a clear and equanimous mind. Now I really like this. The rest of your day you'll be distracted by the automaticity of thought. So now just feel your shape and your breath. And break away from distraction. Slowly come out. Coming up into Vajrasana. 3 breaths here. Turn over. Keep the knees bent and lie on your back. And we'll give ourselves a Pavanamuktasana, a wind relieving. Give your knees a good hug. In fact, make this a symbolic hug for yourself. Thank yourself.
you've come to your mat. It can be difficult to get here. You've set aside time, resources for your practice. Thank that part of yourself that keeps steering you in the direction of your ultimate aim, your sankalpa. Let go, Shavasana, corpse pose. Relax everything. Now, traditionally, in a classical yoga class in India, I don't know about today, but certainly in Vedic times, probably today too, this corpse pose was also a time to practice dying. Dying is the one thing we know that will happen to us, and yet we don't prepare for it. We prepare for everything else in life, but not this. So a teacher might lead the class through a breath exercise. Breathing out, I acknowledge this could be my last breath. Breathing in with a sense of gratitude. Another breath. And breathing out. This could be the last. Or contemplating one's own mortality while practicing non-reactivity, equanimity, acknowledging our physical mortality while embodying peace and surrender. You'll find in many traditions that originate from the Indian schools of thought, certainly Buddhism, they practice dying. They discuss it, acknowledge it, prepare for it, and they don't hide it. It's often in the home where young ones can witness it and start their own mental preparation for the inevitable end. So as you lay in this corpse, embody peace, acceptance, and surrender as you acknowledge your own mortality. And each in-breath that you take in, receive that breath like you would receive a gift, with a sense of wonderment and appreciation. And this makes the breath very sacred. Each inhale, we are here. We are truly blessed. Start to invigorate your breath. Waking the body with the spacious breath. Stretch your arms. Reach with your toes and feet. Reaching and stretching. Draw the legs together. Pull the arms up to the sky. With strength, roll up to sit up. And Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Be here and look into Chitta Kasha, closed eye state. Inhale, sit up.
And turn around, find a comfortable seat. Arrive immediately. Don't give any scope to distraction. There will be some thoughts. Notice the attitude. Is there a problem? And compare your mental state now to the beginning of the class. Bring your hands to Namaskar. And I'm often trying to take you away from your thoughts and into the present moment. It's because most of our day we're sort of lost in thought. It's a good practice to break away from that and come back into the now, or to enter into intentional, purposeful thinking. So this practice isn't here to condemn or denigrate thoughts. The idea is to recognize when we're lost and how we want to direct our thinking, because a lot of our thinking is causing our stress and our illness. So at the end of every class, you'll notice that we use thought to evoke some sort of feeling, a state of mind, an emotion, one that serves us and others. So thoughts are useful. We wouldn't have this yogic philosophy or the clothes that you're wearing or most of the food that you're going to eat today or the structure that you live inside. This is all based on well-directed thoughts, and also allowing for the mind to wander, sometimes to imagine, but then knowing how to bring it back, to use that which we visualized and to make something good out of it, something that will help this earth. Let's send peace out to this earth with the end of the Shanti mantra. I say the end because the Shanti mantra is much longer. There's a lot to it, but we're just doing the end part. Inhale. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Now you can rest your arms and make yourself comfortable for the Ayurvedic ending of our class. So we're in the vata, end of the night, approaching the sunrise. So this is 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. And this is the time to continue sleeping for some time. And then, if you can, preferably wake up before the sun rises. This is an auspicious time for introspective practices. And this would be meditation, breathing, chanting, and saucha, the cleansing of the body. When we were in that pitta portion before this, we were detoxifying our body. So those systems were in place, detoxifying. And now we want to release that detoxification. So one of the ways that I like to wake up is I'll sit up, and then immediately I'm either meditating, chanting, or doing the breath Kapalabhati, the skull shining breath, which we did in, I don't remember which class. Okay, and this is helping to detoxify the lungs. These volatiles, we're pushing them out. And so I like to do this every morning because some of that which comes out of our lymph will go into the lungs and we can expel it. And after that, the mind is super clear and calm. I will meditate and or chant mantras. And with those mantras, there's the sankalpa. So taking that resolve for yourself, because you've come out of sleep and the mind isn't racing necessarily yet. And so this is a good time to imprint that sankalpa. So you might do those things right away upon rising when you're sitting in your bed. Or you might do the cleansing practices first and then go into the introspective meditation, breathing, mantras. So sort of traditionally one would cleanse before they go into those. And so some of the cleansing techniques is get up and first thing, scrape the tongue with the tongue scraper. I thought I brought it. It's probably inside the studio. But anyways, it's a metal tongue scraper. So soft bristles are for brushing hard surfaces like teeth. Hard surfaces like a tongue scraper are for wiping soft surfaces like the tongue. So I was saying that we have this toxicity that also comes out in our breath, and we're expelling that with, but it also sits on our tongue during the night. And so the first thing we do in Ayurveda is scrape that gook off the tongue. Get rid of it. It might need 3 to 5 times to get rid of that gook, that white gook. It might be other colors, and that can tell you something actually about your health. And get rid of that. And that's also starting to stimulate the taste buds. And that connects to our Jat Agni, and it's preparing ourselves for the digestion. It's already signaling to that digestive fire, get ready. Enzymes, get ready. That we need to be digesting food in the next while. Okay, and then one might do gundusha, which is the oil pulling, swishing around of oil and spitting out to expel some of the toxicity, or just brushing the teeth, gargling with some water, salt water. And then cleaning, just splashing some water onto the face and the hands. It's good to splash cold water onto the eyes. That cold water followed by not so cold, so that temperature cycling can help to increase the circulation of our aqueous humor. Aqueous humor is a liquid that sits in front of the lens and behind the cornea, and it can get stagnant like everything else in our body is getting stagnant. And so that cold increases that circulation to the aqueous humor, and it's bringing some life into the eyes, some circulation into that fluid. As well, we can palm, making the palms very warm. We might even heat them and bring those palms to the eyes and let that heat permeate. And that heat will help to relax the ciliary muscles. Ciliary muscles control the lens of our eye, and we're often looking close up, nearsighted. So those muscles contract to make that happen, and they can sometimes strain and stay fixed in that contraction, and then we only see things close up and not far away. So any type of palming, bringing heat and the cold, this helps to relax the ciliary muscles and move that aqueous humor around. So these are good morning practices. Also, if you look in Islam, before they pray, they have this practice of wudu, where they're cleansing their sensory organs, essentially. And we have this also in a yogic practice, where we're trying to bring awareness to the ears, to the eyes, to the nose, to the tongue, to the skin, because these are the pathways through which the external world is conveyed to our internal perception. And when we have more awareness there, we can also control what it is we want to take in and what we don't want to take in. Because certainly we're going to be in circumstances where we don't really want to take in, or rather it's almost like not react to that sensory input, like sewage smell, or any smell, or someone's voice, or a noise that's annoying. We get to the point where none of this external input is perturbing us. We have control an awareness at our sensory inputs and to the perception that it can just be there without any reactivity. So this udu, or bringing the cold water there or touching that, there's different even pranayams that connect to that. We're also waking those parts up and being aware of them so that we can keep that awareness throughout the day. And where we have awareness, we have more control. And if we can feel it, we can heal it, you could say. So having those sense organs are very important, and we want to keep feeling them. And then we want to expel the toxicity in the malasana to release the mul, to release your urine and your excrement. And so I would say lift the toilet seat up so you don't break it, and try to get on top of the toilet bowl and do it like this. Compost toilets are brilliant. In Ayurveda, we're supposed to give our own compost back into the earth. You can imagine how much the earth needs nitrogen that comes out in our urine. And then, of course, our feces is compost. So compost toilets are awesome, giving it back to the earth, or any other mechanism that you can find that works for you. And so then we're excreting that. And there's the practice of abhyanga, where we're doing a self-oil massage. I told you that getting ready for bed, you can do that oil massage on your feet to ground your vata energy down. But we can also do abhyanga for our entire body, like a warm sesame oil. And this bringing awareness to the joints, oilation, lubrication of the joints. And it can also help to pull some toxicity out. And then, I would normally do the whole body, and then I would go and make my tea and do some of my exercise. And then I would wash it all off. So it's releasing that oil so it also doesn't make your clothes oily, but it's getting rid of some of that toxicity. So the practice of abhyanga. And now we're reaching the sunrise. And this would continue now into the kapha point, where you would go out and take those gentle morning rays into your skin to ignite and be the catalyst for so many of those important reactions in your body. So, just to recap, you're waking and you're either doing that introspective practice or you're cleansing and then doing that introspective practice. So this is the time to awaken, to detoxify, get everything that your body did, all that work to release, get it off, get it out, and breathe, connect, and then enter into your kapha portion of the day with the rise of the sun. So this is our 6th of the 6 classes. I'm just very grateful for all of you who have joined. It gives me so much purpose in my life to continue to be this conduit to a tradition that I'm so drawn to, and to be able to share these teachings and to also match my scientific background into it and make it accessible for all of you, and hopefully make it really compelling and potent. So thank you for joining, and each one of you is a little cell of knowledge of these teachings and of this piece. And so please do share all of it with those in your life today. So, Hari Om Tat Sat. I'll be back in Tanzania for all of you who are in Tanzania on the 26th. And looking forward to connecting in real space, or keep watching me on these videos. My next series will be in Canada, I'll arrive in Canada on the 15th, 14th of July. So I'll make a Canada series there with the most beautiful wilderness, I'm sure, lakes. And just before we say farewell, I'd love to show you this space because I spent a lot of time here, and if you are ever in Karen, Nairobi, please come to it. It's such a peaceful place called The Nest. So this is the nice little forest. Coming into the studio. And I normally put my mat here in front so everyone can face outside and enjoy. Okay, bye for now. Hari Om Tat Sat.